Class 4 then for race number 2 at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. 1,200 metres being the trip here for the second. We have 12 of them heading to post, headed by Day Rich, who was well beaten by Bright Kid on his return at Shartin. That was 12, now switches to Happy Valley. Halaku Knight having his second start for the season as well. Neil Callan from barrier number 11. Bullish Brother down the field on his return. Jazz Steed beaten favourite and very disappointing. Gets the tongue tie on for his second start for the campaign. Telecom Rocket, the blinkers go back on. Noble Man gets the blinkers for the first time. John Size, Joe Moreira. Athena with a hood on as he returns to action on Wednesday. Super 18. Placed on his last 2 starts, both of those at Shartin, and Shining On also placed on his last 2 starts, runner-up. Both here at Happy Valley over the 1,200, and Shining On is the only one of these that's been up at Chungfa in the last 30 days for Francis Lloyd. Vincent Ho rides him, Tom.
Wasn't a clear and obvious leader, I thought, in this race here over 1,200 metres. Athena was on speed in a recent barrier trial and kept on OK under his own steam. Would on fire another one that has led in the past 4 runs ago. Bullish Brother out of gate number 1 with the apprentice claim should get a nice run through. Day Rich Jazz Steed is drawn a little awkwardly, as to his Halaku Knight out of gate number 11, so he'll be looking for some cover.
Here is Halaku Knight. He galloped really well leading in and trialled really well leading into his debut run this season, but went awful. So see if he can bounce back in this. Barrier 11 is not going to make it too easy for him. Jazz Steed, just a nice quiet workout down the back straight here with Green Rain. Again, disappointing, but the tongue tie will go on him. So we'll see if there was a problem. It was too bad to be true with Jazz Steed. He's just at the back there. And the other one we're looking at here is Shining On. Very consistent horse, right down the bottom of the handicap now in this grade. He's actually rated 40, so he is eligible for a lower grade. But they bring him here the lightweight, and his work's been good leading into it as well.
All right, well, we'll hear from Chad Schofield very shortly about Jazz Steed and that run last week. Let's start off, though, with some form from the meeting last Wednesday night. And Telecom Rocket here, Paul. Finishing third behind All You Know. This is 16.50, they're dropping in trip.
Yeah, so he's dropping down with the blinkers going on for the first time. He came through to win it there at one stage, didn't he? And he just sort of faded a little bit on his run. Maybe they just think the 16.50 was a little bit too far for him. So with the back to 1,200 and with the blinkers maybe a little bit sharper.
Yeah, well, I thought he had every run in the trail last time out, had a pretty good run through there, and in the end he has won over 1,600 before, but is interested they do drop him back to the 1,200 this time round.
All right, well, let's go back to Jazz Steed and his run last week with jockey Chad Schofield.
Chad, Jazz Steed, what happened with him last time?
Yeah, very disappointing. We were left scratching our heads. We enjoyed a perfect run, a run of the race, and he was very plain to finish and tailed out. I've worked him since. He feels good. So we're heading in tomorrow night confident again, and he's going to wear a tongue tie this time. So hopefully that can see him perform better. Tactically,
do you think he's better based after last time out, ridden further back and using that turn of foot that he's got?
Not necessarily. I don't think last start's failure was due to him being more prominent. I just think he didn't perform and perhaps choked down. So with the tongue tie on, hopefully he can return to his best, because as we've seen before, it's good enough.
Absolutely, of course. The way that he was racing towards the end of last season, he looked like a nice up-and-coming horse. Yeah, he was hitting his straps at the right time, and Casper feels he's a horse who can climb through the grades a bit. So let's hope he can get back to winning ways tomorrow. A couple of winners for your season so far. How do you feel the first few weeks of season 2020-2021 have been? It's been quite enough start. I've had a couple. Gold Chest got me off the mark, and had one last Happy Valley meeting. So hopefully we can keep ticking along and keep building momentum.
I'll be interested to see what Jazz Steed can do when he returns. Tongue tie might be the difference for him. Let's have a look at some of his rivals, starting off with Shining On. Athena and Noble Man. We're going back to July for this one, though, Tom.
Yeah, Shining On, he was second in his final race of last season. He's actually eligible for a Class 5, and I think he'd be very competitive down there off a mark of 40, but they're opting for the lightweight here. He chased home momentum happy on this occasion and tried hard. Athena's interesting, Paul, because I thought the trial was OK behind Above All, who ran well at the weekend.
Yeah, the thing that worried me a little bit about Athena was just a drawn out at barrier number 10. Shining On should get the better run, I think.
All right, well, here is that trial in actual fact of Athena's. Was quite prominent through here, Paul, and I thought he stayed on OK. Yeah,
it was a nice enough trial. There was nothing wrong at all. The hood is going to go on him for the first time. And look, he's only had the 4 starts last season, did Athena. One of them was pretty good at Happy Valley when he ran 4th behind simply fluke. Just the barrier 10, I just think he's going to have to work a bit if he wants to get across to the lead.
Yeah, last time out of gate number 1, he began well, just couldn't go on, and that's trial. He was pretty much under his own steam there over the final stages. Stablemate running second there, Goko, but didn't quite sneak him in. Just the barrier draw was that little concern.
Yeah, and Goko's come out and run well as well. But Jazz Steed favourite again, Paul. What about you? Once bitten, twice shy?
Yeah, no, we'll give him another chance because there seemed to be some excuse there, like when Chad said he might have choked down and putting the tongue tie on. We'll give him a chance with that tongue tie. It was too bad to be true there, and Chad didn't really push him out over the last bit either. He sort of didn't get the gap on the inside. So he's on top. Telecom Rocket, interesting, down and trip with the blinkers on. We'll give him a chance. He'll get another perfect run in this race. Shining On and Halaku Knight, I'm going to give him another chance. So it's a battle of the second chances here for me in race number 2. 4, 5, 12 and 2.
Yeah, I was all over Jazz Steed last time out, and I'm not dropping off for this time. There was a clear excuse for him last time out. It just was too bad to be true, and he had trialled really well prior to that. So he's on top to beat 12 Shining On. I think so dangerous with the lightweight. Telecom Rocket. And I threw in Wood on Fire. He's had a few chances now. He kept on all right over the final stages behind Melbourne Hall, just drawn awkwardly in gate 12. So 4, 12, 5 and 7.
Don't let me put you off, Jazz Steed. He's definitely got the ability, but I thought on the back of that run, it might be worth looking elsewhere. Shining On with the lightweight for me there in race number 2.